Well, if Brandon does do the noir of not Shadowrun of Deadlands, I'll have to work on like a 1920s voice.
Yeah, say.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a newscaster.
You can't use that. That's the gangster voice. You can't use. That's not a newscaster voice.
I know. I wasn't going to use that voice, Carlos. God, I never said I was going to use that voice for it.
Well, you should. You could totally. You'll probably be a gangster.
Why?
That's
Why
actually a vampire.
Say?
That's probably actually a vampire.
Whoa.
That's actually going to try to kill everybody.
Now, say, here's what we're going to do here. Say, I'm going to show you up with this Chicago typewriter here. Say, we're going to go get ourselves some dames. Go to the Hootenanny. I don't know if that is a gangster word. Dames is, or is it dolls?
Both, actually.
Dames and dolls.
I think dame is singular. Dolls is plural.
Well, yeah, you could also say doll. That would be a
you
singular.
You could, too.
And dames is the plural of dame.
Yes, you could.
So I don't think you're...
But also what I said was correct, though.
Are you sly, boy? Yeah. You kept making annoying noises. Are you sly there, boy?
Stay.
Take the mic out. No, not that. That'll work. Stick it, Toffee. Toffee, stick it. Phone. Eric. Call.
I think I have his number 2 as Little John.
Ring.
Hello?
Hello, this is your boss speaking.
Oh, hello, boss.
Please go fuck yourself.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
You're a bone-abiding bastard, Uncle Fucker.
You sure did.
You did indeed.
All right, let's see. Let's get rid of the and yeah, I bought a new hat yesterday, Miles. I went to the hat store.
Which one?
Is that your new hat?
Chapel Hats, where I got my other hat. Yeah, this is my new hat.
It looked just like your other hat.
No, it doesn't. It's
like
a totally different color.
It looks less frayed.
Come on, guys.
It's an extremely different hat, Carlos. It's the same style of hat, but it's a different
It doesn't
fabric.
match what you're wearing.
Yes, it does.
It does.
No, the pattern's off.
Yeah, Carlos. Yeah, Carlos. Go fuck yourself.
I don't know.
Casey, did I really...
You don't know anything. You don't know shit.
Maybe.
Did I really make you feel that insecure about looking good in a hat like that you had to go out and buy a new one?
No, I can't wear a brown hat with gray.
Yeah, he felt so
pants.
insecure that he had to start yelling at me and telling me to go fuck myself.
No,
when I made fun of when I said
Dude,
his
that's
hat
actually
didn't
pretty
match.
intense. Why would you do that?
What?
Start fucking yelling at him, calling him names?
Oh, because it's Carlos and he deserves it. 9 times out of 10, he deserves it.
I like your hat.
I do too.
No, check it out.
Not insecure. And it goes with this with the clothings I'm wearing, so it's completely fine.
What color belt are you
I see you're wearing a hat.
I'm wearing a
Yes.
black belt and black shoes.
I sent that picture
Match
to
your belt to
Casey,
your shoes.
and he got
Your
all
hat to your
insecure.
pants.
And
Why?
it's not
wait,
a touchscreen phone.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Why?
I could
Why?
not
Why
enlarge
did
it.
I get it insecure? No, I can't wear a brown hat with gray pants
No, you
and a
can't.
gray jacket. It does not work.
Any
Sure.
fashionable man knows that you match your shoes to your belt, your hat to your pants and your jacket, and your shirt and your tie can be whatever color you want.
They're going with
As
the
long as-
secondary color in my jacket. There's some red in
Yeah.
my jacket, so
Well,
I
yeah.
red, and then I have a red and gray.
As long as
No.
the pattern of your tie doesn't clash with
That's why I
whatever
went
else
with
you're
a
wearing.
solid color
Right.
shirt.
No,
Right.
you're supposed to
But there's stripes on your shirt.
What are you supposed to do, Carlos?
each piece of clothing.
Hang on. Let's start the show and then we'll have this discussion. Well, fashion hour with Carlos.
Yeah. Carlos's fashion hours wearing wife beaters.
underneath other
The
stuff.
following audio was recorded. The following audio was recorded during a meeting of the Department of Offense. It is not suitable for children, the easily offended, or anyone with actual taste. You have been warned.
Jane Goodall motorboating a gorilla's floppy milk. Segways everywhere. Schmegma. Dick juice.
Ew!
I would make a lot of rectangles. I could never do squares right.
We all had to put pants on this week because you're here.
And now it's time for the Department of Offense. Welcome to episode 90 of the Department of Offense. I'm your host, Casey. Joining me as always is Carlos.
Am I here? Am I really here?
And Eric.
Carlos is getting very existential on us.
You should turn that
Oh,
down.
I'm going to mute.
And Miles.
You didn't sound quite as excited that I was here.
We're not excited.
Oh my
that you're
God,
here.
Miles. Really? Now who's insecure? Bitch.
Really? I thought he was too excited on my part.
I would have been like, and Miles.
And Miles.
He
That's what I
does-
usually do.
Yeah.
It is.
Because it's entertaining. It
Yes,
entertains me.
it is.
All right, Carlos. What have you been up to this week?
Surfing the web, trying to sleep, which is not going very well generally.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been averaging about 5 hours a day lately.
Cool.
Generally split between two parts, like 2.5 hour sections
Stats.
of sleeping. So it's been a little off.
Okay.
Were you looking at yourself in the
I was. I was
mirror
like,
damn,
damn.
who's that handsome guy?
That
Oh, that's
fucker
me.
right there. Yeah, look at that.
Would you fuck me?
I'd fuck me.
I'd fuck me hard.
Miles, what have you been up to this week?
Not a whole lot. Just work again.
Just work again?
Just working again.
Working it. And Street Corner still treating you well?
Yes.
Well, that's
The-
surprising.
The corner of walk and don't walk. If you ever want to give me a shout out.
Eric?
I've been catching up on the new seasons of TV shows like The
Yeah.
Arrow and The Flash.
Dude,
and,
Arrow, Flash,
uh,
good stuff. But I really think the knockout this year is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
oh, dude, it's been
Season
so
2 has
yeah.
started so strong.
it's been so rocking.
They've taken the momentum that they had at the end of last season and they're just rolling with it.
You
It's
just-
fantastic.
And it's great how like Shield isn't, like really a agency, quote unquote agency anymore. It's just like them, which it makes it even more badass with the stuff that they do.
Mhm.
But I just wonder where they get all the money from. Stealing it or something.
Magic
Yeah,
TV.
yes, I guess.
Selling
Yes.
drugs.
Maybe.
Probably.
I bet Coulson would sell some drugs.
Right? To children in elementary schools.
Cool.
His alien powered drugs.
All right. I have been up to a variety of things. I went to this. First, I've been buying some wedding clothes because after the show today, Carlos and I are going to a wedding. And so we've been
No, it is not
debating.
theirs.
Yeah, you should have probably clarified.
No, yeah, we're getting
So-
married. Carlos, we've been living together for 5 or 6 years now. We
Common
might as well
law,
just fucking
yeah.
tie the knot.
You are almost.
I don't want to be chained to you though.
Oh, you don't want me chained to me? I don't want to be chained to you, bitch.
You sound like an old married
Well,
couple.
I guess that solves everything though. Then
Yeah, I know. We're
wedding's
already
off,
married.
guys. Wedding's off.
Do we still get to have the kick-ass party?
Yes.
I hope so. You bought
Maybe.
the cake.
Yeah, you already paid. You already paid for.
No,
the
there
hour
is no
free
cake
beer.
because Carlos doesn't like
Yeah,
cake.
I
We
hate
got
cake.
we got a big cookie instead.
Wait, you don't like cake?
No.
This is a revelation.
No, he doesn't like cake or pie.
Pie has to be very sparingly.
Wait, why are you friends with him again?
I don't know.
Well, at least if there was for example, if we were in a room and there was a cake, he could eat all the cake, and then he'd be
He
ahead.
makes a good point.
I
All
don't
right,
want to
that's
eat all
why
the
you're
cake.
friends.
That's a lie.
I'm saying you could.
He's
I
gi- yeah,
could.
he's giving you
Yes.
the option.
The cake is a
The
lie.
cake is a lie. There we go.
Statistically, there is more cake for
10-year-old
everybody else.
video game
if I don't like
references.
cake.
So, would you eat cake or pie first?
Or feces.
It depends on the pie
Cherry pie.
and the cake.
Cow pie.
Cake is velvet cake with cream cheese frosting.
Ew.
No, I'd probably
That's
go for
gross.
cherry pie.
What about
first.
confetti cake?
The
What is that
confetti
like?
stuff?
Just made out of confetti?
Yeah.
No.
It's got sprinkles inside
Yeah.
of it.
Well, what
It's a
about
celebration.
German chocolate cake
Versus French silk.
with
Ooh.
like a coconut frosting?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'd eat both.
All right. I don't know. I'd probably go with the German chocolate one. Here's one. Would you guys rather eat a cow pie
Or horse biscuits?
or no
I
a cow pie
Or Denver
Or a,
oysters.
Rocky Mountain.
Oh, Rocky Mountain oysters.
would rather eat Rocky
or a
Mountain
toilet
oysters.
cake?
I
A
think
urinal cake.
I think the urinal cake might kill you, so I would just go with the horse shit.
The horse shit might kill you. You don't know what kind of bacteria is in that horse shit.
Well, actually,
and it's cow shit.
as long as it's fresh, it's all sterile, so you'll be okay.
Horse apple.
We don't know if it's fresh or not.
Well, I'm
It's
saying
probably been baked somehow. Or...
baked in the hot Arizona
All right.
sun.
Anyway, so I've been doing some clothing shopping, which has been delightful. And then I realized I had bought all of my clothings, and I realized that I needed a new hat. So yesterday I went to the Mall of America with my good friend Spencer.
So that's the story you're going with?
What?
On your new hat?
Yeah, that is the only reason I have a new hat. There is no other reason.
That's not true, and we both know it.
No, that's extremely
You see,
true.
some people buy a lot of shoes. Casey buys a lot of hats.
I kind of do.
He has a hat room.
I
He
do.
has-
An
he plans
entire
on
room of
building.
hats.
He could start a haberdashery of hats.
I could. I decided I needed to get a hat rack because I have too many hats, and they need to be on a rack. Anyway, not important. So I went and bought said hat. But then we were walking around the mall, and we came across this store called Vom Foss, and it is the most amazing thing I have ever encountered. So you go in, and they have along one wall there were 25 casks of liquor. And then along the back wall was 30 or 40 of just like glass carafes almost of liqueurs, of flavored liqueurs.
Why didn't I get a picture of that?
I have a picture because I sent you a picture of the casks.
I know. I wanted pictures of both.
Well, not important right now. I'll show them to you after the show. Anyway, you go in and you can try any and all of them. They give you like a little half-ounce pour of whatever you want.
You can go back for more and more?
I'm sure they would get suspicious after a while. I tried 15, 20 different things.
Did you get wasted?
Well, I was buzzing pretty good because like after a while the pour started to get smaller and smaller.
I'm just wondering, how
But-
quickly did you hit up the food court after?
No, we ended up not eating at the mall. We went
Okay.
somewhere else. But yeah, no, it was amazing. I bought a bottle of rye whiskey, which was phenomenal, just absolutely amazing. That was distilled in Madison.
Really?
Yeah. So what they do is they buy barrels from distilleries from around the world,
Okay.
and they just sell it out individually.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, and I love the fact that you can try a bunch of stuff. Spencer ended up buying a 20-year-old aged
Apple
apple
brandy
brandy from France.
from France.
He bought a 200 milliliter bottle for $65. It's an insane, but it was so good. Oh my god, we tried it, and it was so good.
Yeah, I didn't try it, but it did smell.
It
freaking phenomenal.
was amazing.
I like
good.
apple brandy.
It was so good, and they had scotches from every region in Scotland.
Mhm.
Some single malts, some blendeds. They had some single malt Irish, and it was. If you're ever in the Mall of America, it is a must stop if you like alcohol.
I definitely want to go back to MOA just for that.
Yeah, and if you don't like alcohol and you like cooking, on the other side they have a bunch of spices and olive oils
And the creepy
that they do
bath.
kind of the same
Oh,
thing
I
with.
love olive oils.
Olive oils are delightful. We did not go over there because
You were too busy
Booze.
getting
drinking. Yes. So yeah, it's very cool. And the fact that it's in the Mall of America was surprising.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I did yesterday.
They do have that spirit shop up near the top floor, right?
Yeah, which is disappointing. It's mostly wines.
It's mostly wines. They do have some cool top shelf liquor bottles.
Yeah, but it's nothing that I can't get at, say, Divine, or if Divine doesn't carry it like just across the border.
No, that's true. It's fun to see though.
Yeah. All right. Before we move on to the beer, I do have a few top of the show announcements. Unless somebody else wants to talk about anything quick here.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Top of the show announcements. You can listen live every Saturday at blindnewsstudios.com live or watch live at youtube.com/blindnewsstudios. Everyone wave at the cameras. There's two of them. Just
I'm
wave.
on YouTube right now, and I will chat with you if you want to
Yeah.
chat with me.
If you have questions, comments, show ideas, go ahead and send those to feedback@blindnewsstudios.com. And we're gearing up for our 2nd-year anniversary show on November 1st. So we want to see you guys there. We're going to have it so you guys can call in. We're going to play some on-air games. It's going to be a blast. So make sure you check that out on November 1st. That is at 2 p.m. There's a Facebook event at facebook.com/blindnewsstudios. So get on top of that, guys. RSVP. And Homebrew Bound is now live every Monday at 8 p.m. CST. We did our first live show on Monday, and it was a lot of
Yes.
fun. So if you guys have any homebrew questions or just comments or want to add your insights to the discussion, hop in the chat and check it out.
Well, those aren't the only days that we have a live show broadcasts, because we also have sometimes we leave Mixler on, so they can tune in any time of the week sometimes.
Yeah, except Mixler fixed that. And if I don't buy the premium, which I haven't, I'm limited to an hour at a time broadcast.
What?
I know, but I kind of like it because then I can't forget to shut it
But
up. Unless,
only an hour?
yeah. So we have some Department of Offenses that go over, and so what I'll do is I'll stop it at an hour and then just start it up again, and I get another hour.
That works.
Yeah.
Beat the system.
Yeah. All right. So let's try the beer that we have in front of us. We have Wells Stiffy.
We have a stiffy.
Sticky toffee pudding it. Well, I looked at myself in the computer screen again,
Ah, yes,
and
explains
man,
it.
I am looking good. That's
Sharp.
right. I'm tied up.
You should play ZZ Top Sharp Dressed Man for yourself right
All right.
now.
You should not.
All right. Anyway, so it is.
could be
oh,
Frank's
no,
beer.
Go back. What in the world? Hey, what? Go back. This app is terrible. Okay. It is a English brown ale brewed by Wells and Youngs in England, so it's an import.
Yep.
Delightful import.
Who are the same people who brought us the banana bread beer?
Banana bread. They have a
Double
double
chocolate
chocolate stout, which those two together, delightful.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
no.
tastes like a banana pie.
Wells and Youngs, I really like. Are you okay?
There's
there,
a bug.
Cox? Okay. It's 5% ABV. Eric, why don't we start with you?
Well, first off, the smell. It smells like some kind of delicious breakfast treat. It definitely has that toffee caramel smell to it,
Mhm.
and I like it. I haven't tasted it yet. Let me taste it. It's probably going to be sickeningly sweet.
It's actually not bad on the sweet side.
Oh, I like it. It has that the good toffee flavor. Like you actually really taste that.
Like
It's-
you're biting into like
Yeah.
a freckler's edge.
Yep, and then it's got a good little malty finish. I like this. This is good stuff. This is something that like a dessert beer that would be good after like a big hearty meal or something. You
Mhm.
know, it's
Carlos?
got a good mouthfeel. I like it.
It's pretty good actually. Actually, I would say it's better than their double chocolate stout or their banana beer.
Really?
Yeah, I would rate it above those two.
Okay. Why would you rate it above those?
I don't like. It's not too sweet. It's the flavor is different, but it's also it fits the beer. So
Okay.
just it comes together really well. It really does have that pudding taste though.
It does.
Yeah.
There is a pudding characteristic there that I can't quite put my finger
Maybe
on.
they mix in some Jello mix, some Jello pudding.
Some like
mix.
vanilla jello or something. All right. Miles. I couldn't remember his name for half a second.
Wow.
Well, you insulted
Wow.
my hat, so I hate
I
you
did
now.
not. I did not.
That was me.
No, it's surprisingly good. This is yet another example of them taking different types of flavors and successfully putting it into a beer without making it gimmicky. So you clearly get the sticky toffee pudding aspect of it, but it's also still a beer.
Yeah.
It's very drinkable. It's nothing that's going to change your life, but it's pretty good.
It's a good beer. I mean, it only comes in a 4-pack, and I think it's like
It's a 5% beer, which
well,
is
and it's like $9 or $10 for the 4-pack or something. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a cheap beer.
It's surprisingly dark for what you'd think
Yeah.
would come out of the bottle.
Mhm. Yeah, for a brown ale, it seems very dark for the style. But
it's
I guess
probably the
it's
toffee.
clear.
Yeah,
You
it's,
can see through it.
it's the toffee that does that.
So
I'm sure.
I don't think it's out of style. I just think it's on the darker end of the style.
No, I'm just saying, like, You look at the label and everything, and then when you pour it out, it's a lot darker than you would have
Yeah,
expected.
you'd think it'd be like a lighter amber.
Yeah.
You guys remember those Werther's Originals commercials?
Yes.
This tastes like that old man in that commercial would drink it and love it.
Really, I was thinking like if Bill Cosby drank a beer, this would be what it would taste like.
If Bill Cosby was a beer.
If Bill Cosby got filtered into a beer.
If he drank a beer, like this is what he would drink.
Skippity dup dup dude, sweet stick it toffee pudding ale.
Jello pudding.
Up, pop ups.
Funny sweaters.
Funny sweater.
When did he become British?
After he drank this.
What? You never read his biography?
Funny sweaters.
Funny sweaters there. Bippity bop bop boop.
Actually, that'd be the coolest Bill Cosby ever. I want to live in that world.
Where he's British.
I just want to hear like 5 straight minutes of the noises. And just air that.
No,
YouTube it.
I think that like the only thing I can say about this beer, derogatory really, is it smells better than it tastes.
Yes.
Yeah, the smell of it is phenomenal. It smells just like a fresh baked treat. It smells delicious.
Yeah, but the flavor is not bad. It's easy drinking. There's a little bit of like that roast like flavor gives me a little burnt taste in the back of my mouth. But other than that, I really like this beer. It has a 77 on Beer Advocate, and I think it should be a little higher, maybe like a 79 or an 80, but not a whole lot higher. I think that's about it, right.
I think the biggest reason it doesn't get higher is because it's a very specialized kind of drink. This isn't something like, oh, hey, I'm thirsty. Let's get some sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
No, it's very, you have to be in a certain mood for it.
Yeah.
And that probably doesn't come around very often.
Oh, no, for sure. For sure. By the way, this is episode 90, which I said at the top of the show, but do you realize how hard it's getting harder and harder to find beers that we haven't tried at the local liquor store? Because we've tried, 1 or 2 beers every week.
I was in there, I think, yesterday or the day before, and I think they had some new beers in there.
Yeah, they did, but it's still like, and it also like ones that we want to try.
I suppose.
Like, oh yeah, I could try another pale ale for the 40th time in a row.
They had a beer that was a collaboration between Smutty Nose and Stone.
What was
Smutty
that?
Stone?
It's
Stony Nose?
I want to say it was an IPA, but it didn't say explicitly. It just gave a whole bunch of statistics, and I was kind of in a hurry.
Yeah, I almost bought. I saw a beer that was aged with Brett in the bottles, and I was like, that I hadn't seen there before.
Was it White Label?
I honestly don't
Okay.
remember what it was called. I almost picked it up. But I was like, I don't want to buy a $20 beer for the show today.
That was probably no. Dang, I don't work there anymore. It's been way too long.
I know you need to start working there again,
Right?
so we can at least just like get us the inside scoop.
Periodically, yep.
Carlos, what the hell?
It's flying around and bothering me. All right.
All right. Well,
Shoe
we'll
fly,
we'll,
don't bother
we'll take
Chris.
care of the flies later.
No, that's actually a lie on your part. They'll never be taken care of. They'll fly around forever.
You could take care of the flies, Carlos. That is something you have the ability to do.
No.
Sounds
Not
like
really.
a gardener's duty.
Don't have the motivation for that.
And now the Department of Defense presents News with Casey.
The news with Casey.
The news with Casey.
That's me.
The news with Casey.
All right, guys. I need to preface this first story with. I really need to fix that. It's so abrupt. I need to preface this first story with the following disclaimer. We here at Blind News Studios do not condone drinking and driving.
No, we don't.
Even a little bit. Don't do it. It's wrong. It's bad. Okay.
We promote
Moving on.
drinking and walking.
That was a good preface for your preface.
Thank you. Luis Enriquez Neri was arrested for a DUI in New Mexico after he drank 6 shots of Bacardi and wrapped his car around a light pole. When police arrived on scene, he refused sobriety and breath alcohol tests, so the deputy took him to the police station and booked him with aggravated DWI, damage to signs and equipment, and leaving the scene of an accident. While he was being booked, and this is where it gets good, Louis offered to buy the officers a Mountain Dew if they let him go.
A Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Well, how do you not let the guy go?
Right. The officers then declined his offer and charged him with bribing a public official.
Man,
Wow. You see, they had diabetes.
yeah,
He should have offered a diet Mountain Dew.
Yep.
Then
Or
he
at
would
least
have
get-
been-
No,
you
no,
know-
but then he would have been calling cops fat. So
Oh, that's true. You really can't win in that situation.
Well,
no. Well,
the smart thing to do would have been to
A
offer
soda
them a
of-
choice.
Yes, a beverage of their
Would
choosing.
you like a Sunkist or
well,
perhaps a root
probably
beer?
the charge of bribing an officer will probably be dropped because he could have a lawyer say that it was a joke, but he already has enough charges on that he can't really get his way out of.
Yeah. But I just thought it was funny
That
that
is
that's
pretty
considered
funny.
bribing a
Yeah.
public official.
Dude, let me go. I'll buy you do, bruh.
When John Thornton visited Doubletree Hotel in Bristol, Connecticut on Monday night, he apparently did not like the mop job being done by a female employee. So he allegedly grabbed the mop from the woman and began, in the words of the police report, mopping aggressively. How does one mop aggressively?
with a face like
Is it the facial expression?
that, and probably
Or is it the how you're mopping?
probably a combination.
Carlos, have you ever mopped aggressively?
No, that does not seem. How could that be a thing?
Well, as a result, the Doubletree got a clean floor, and Thornton was charged with breach of peace. Investigators said the 27-year-old employee was mopping the floor when Thornton, aged 30, somehow became unruly at the hotel, grabbed the mop from the woman. Thornton then began mopping, becoming more and more aggressive to the point of mopping over the employee's shoes multiple times.
You probably had obsessive compulsive disorder. That's the only thing I can come up with.
The employee repeatedly asked Thornton to stop mopping, but he backed her into a corner, which is the worst when you're mopping, because then if she walks out, there are footprints all over your freshly cleaned floor.
Yeah, that would
I'm kind of on Thornton's side.
yeah,
here,
I would be agitated.
right? By the time the police arrived, the victim was shaken and crying. Initially, Thornton was charged with breach of peace. However, while he was being transported, he allegedly shouted insults and expletives at the officer and also threatened bodily harm, resulting in a second charge of second-degree threatening.
You know what? I just thought how you can mop aggressively. Yeah, that one movie, the toxic guy, the Toxic Avenger, he has a mop and he fights people with it.
What
That's
are you
mopping.
talking
The
about?
Toxic Avenger. Have you guys never seen the
I've
Toxic
heard of
Avenger?
it, but I've never.
I've
Yeah,
had
he's-
the desire
he's-
to ever watch
He's
it.
a toxic powered superhero with a mop and he fights bad guys with it. That's how you mop
It's-
aggressively.
It's on the list of things that I plan on never seeing.
I do not discount that because it's a horrible movie and there's like 8 of them.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
on the level of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom Sullivan's family should be forgiven if they thought the zombie apocalypse had arrived Saturday night in St. Paul, Minnesota. That's right. This one took place right in our backyard. And do you guys know what happened Saturday night?
the
No.
zombie pub crawl.
The zombie pub crawl. That's right. That's bound to happen when a drunken zombie Santa breaks into your home. Officers were called to the Sullivan residence around 9:45 p.m. after getting a call that a strange man wearing a Santa suit and looking like a zombie had barged inside the house. Upon seeing the bizarre costume, Sullivan's 16-year-old daughter locked herself in the bathroom and called her parents. The 14-year-old son fled the house to get help. The person in the Santa suit wasn't a zombie without a brain, but a college student drunk out of his mind, Brock Quinn Johnson. He kind of sounds like a douche,
Brock
right?
Quinn. Yeah,
That's kind of a douchey name.
that's a very
First of
douchey
all,
name.
his first name is Brock.
My dad has a dog named Brock, and Brock is a douche. So
I thought it was brat. It was like
Yeah,
short for
I heard you
bratwurst.
say brat.
No, it's Brock.
I heard Brock.
but just his first and his last name together made it sound like it was brat.
Brock Johnson.
I'm Brock Johnson.
Okay. Age 21, had apparently participated a little too much in the zombie pub crawl held earlier that day in Minneapolis. Johnson, who attends University of St. Thomas, which is a few blocks away from the Sullivan residence, was apparently unaware of his surroundings when he barged into the Sullivan home. Instead of eating brains, police said he vomited on the floor and immediately passed out.
Just like real Santa Claus.
Right.
I've had one too many cookies.
When Johnson was awoken, police said he was disoriented and unaware of his location. He was cited for trespassing and brought to a detoxification center to sober up.
Wow.
But I love the image of him stumbling.
Merry Christmas.
It would have been awesome if you like hit his head on a table on his way down.
It would have been awesome if it was like a 10 and 12-year-old kids Like he just traumatized them from Christmas forever.
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 Santa's dead.
Do you know what I would do if I was those kids' dad? I would get them a Santa Jack in the Box that also just like throws vomit when you spin it
Oh,
for
man,
next
they're-
Christmas.
The parents are totally off the hook for Christmas this year.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Santa died in the
In the house,
kitchen.
we
Did you
can't
not see
celebrate.
him?
Yeah.
Santa died everywhere.
Right. French conservatives in Paris are up in arms over a recent art installation in Place Vendôme.
Oh, is it the green thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been seeing this.
Yes. All right. So first of all, French conservatives seem like an oxymoron to me, but maybe
That's
not.
like saying French, not coward.
The piece in question is Paul McCarthy's 78-foot inflatable green object he calls Tree. And while it does look like a poorly drawn tree, what it really looks like is a
Is a
78-foot butt
Butt
plug. It's a giant green butt,
Butt
plug.
plug.
That's right. Right now in Paris, you can see the world's largest butt plug.
La Esti Plugue.
Most locals don't really care, but the conservative group French Spring calls it a sex toy and therefore a disgrace to the historic plaza.
I would love to see the woman who would be trying to use that.
Why does it have to be a woman?
I was gonna say,
Why
honestly,
not?
honestly, it would probably be a gay dude first because they like that.
I don't think it stretches that big.
No, I would hope not.
It's very big.
Yeah.
It's a very big
Maybe the
plug.
maybe the goatsy guy would give it a shot.
No,
Esta
it's
pluga.
too big for him.
Too
Like,
big for goatsy.
It's 78 feet.
Well, shit. It's
That's
coming,
like-
coming
that's
out
like
your mouth.
Gauge minus 30 or
Yeah,
something.
right. Holy crap.
It's so big.
It's-
I
no, it's like
highly
3
recommend that you
stories
guys
tall.
Google French butt plug, just because I'm curious to see what would come up if you did that. But you could probably just Google French tree controversy, and that would probably be a safer search, especially if you're at work. But if you're at work, please Google French butt plug.
Well,
Yeah.
NSFW.
Yeah.
while we're on the subject of trees, well, trees specifically, not butt plugs.
God damn it!
I came
Carlos.
across another way that trees can kill you.
They can plug your butt.
I can't remember. I believe it's called a snow trap. So what happens is when it snows, like all the snow gets packed down in the area around the tree, but directly underneath it, it's still soft. So, skiers and snowboarders will go by and will get caught in the trap. Like I saw a video of somebody like face first stuck in the trap, like just their feet sticking out, and people trying to get them out. Actually, people die like that all the time.
That's actually kind of hilarious.
Did you know that Rick bought the URL we were talking about?
What one?
It's like the People Against Trees or something. .com, and he also bought the .org, I believe.
That's funny.
So we will probably put up an anti-tree propaganda site.
I will be able to come
up
up with all sorts of fun facts that are not true for it.
I don't think you can call those facts then.
I could call them facts all I want.
That's true. It's. I mean, if he's putting it on the website, it's
No,
on
no,
the internet.
I can-
That's
It's
like
true.
I can
your
call them
opinion,
facts.
man.
But he puts it on the internet. That makes it true. Because don't you know my boyfriend's a French model?
I can
Bonjour.
call whatever I want a fact. Just because
Didn't
I'm
know you were
wrong.
Yeah. Haven't you ever seen that commercial?
He just came out on the podcast, guys. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You missed coming out day by a week, though.
I know.
So there's a
I'm so
strike
disappointed.
It's
against you.
okay. He's going to France now.
Oh, check out that butt plug.
Butt plug.
They join the conservatives over there.
All right. So I think that kind of brings us to the end of our news and into our discussion. And to, I guess, set the stage for the discussion, Ebola is kind of a big deal right now.
Ebola.
Ebola.
People are freaking out for no reason. People I never thought would freak out are freaking out. Like I've heard EMTs and nurses both say that if they see somebody with Ebola symptoms, they're going to quit their job right then and there and walk away. Like people are freaking out for no fucking reason. It's not airborne. It's, you basically have to swap fluids with this person to get Ebola.
Actually, I saw there was a
Flowchart.
on one of the Fox News anchors. I think it was Shepard Smith or whoever. Like was a voice of reason for a moment when he told
What?
when he told everybody that they need to stop sensationalizing it.
Mhm.
That it is a problem.
Wait,
But
are you sure this was a Fox News anchor?
I know. But the thing is, that same night, I walked by the TV and it was Bill O'Reilly sensationalizing it again. So So like there was no lesson learned
Yeah.
anywhere, but
No.
So I think
My favorite was I saw a flow chart. It was a flow chart to help to figure out if you have Ebola. You know, and at the top is, do you have Ebola? Then below it says, have you touched the vomit, spit, piss, or feces of a person with Ebola? Below it goes directly to no because you haven't, and then below it says you do not have Ebola.
what if you got bit by the Ebola monkey?
Like the movie Outbreak.
Yeah. Anyway, so what we're going to discuss today is we're going to craft a plan for the CDC to take care of this whole Ebola
Wait,
crisis
do we-
once and for all.
are we talking about take care of like take advantage of this crisis to further yourself, or like just stop the crisis?
No.
Both.
All right.
All right. So we need to start. I think the first stage of any crisis like this is preemptive measures. So what preemptive measures should we as a country or people take against Ebola?
Kill it with fire.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say, if you're gonna try to stop it, give everybody a flamethrower and let them go wild.
You want to give every citizen in the U.S. a flamethrower,
Yes.
even those with Ebola.
I mean, I'm on board with that.
What are we burning? Are we just
Ebola.
shooting? Are we just shooting flamethrowers?
Yeah. Walk in front of you, with the flamethrower going on, just so you
This
can be
will
sure.
replace all the panic as well, because now people are worried about being burned to death by everybody with the flamethrowers and their property being destroyed. To ever worry about the Ebola?
I think there's a problem with your plan.
Ebola is solved.
No,
Besides-
Ebola's not.
No, no,
No.
But if somebody was for a second,
There's going to be more pants shitting terror, which means there's a higher chance of getting Ebola.
if
'cause there's more shit.
because if people, for example, thought all of a sudden like, hey, this person might have Ebola, they're not going to wait to test. They're just going to jump right to the conclusion that they need to burn them to make themselves safe, and that then will solve the problem.
okay,
because,
but then we have an influx of murderers.
yes, well, I didn't say it was going to solve everything.
He didn't say it was a smart
it's not going
plan.
to cause world peace, no. But I mean,
Yeah, that wasn't part of the stipulation of your question. You just said solve Ebola.
Yeah.
Ebola solved. Everyone with
Okay, all right.
flamethrowers.
So I guess our preemptive measure is well. Why don't we just set up a flame? Why don't we just give TSA flamethrowers, and they can just burn people coming off of airplanes?
look, TSA does not have a lot of good sense, so we can't do that.
No, they're just going to burn everybody.
They'll burn some people.
I mean, we could just skip
They
the
can't be- they
we
can't
could just
be-
skip the entire thing and just blow up airplanes.
Just like terrorists, instead of frisking the guy with the wrap around his head and a big beard and shifty looking eyes, then he's gonna they're gonna flamethrower your grandma coming from Akron, Ohio.
Well, she shouldn't be coughing on an airplane.
It's true. It
Well,
was her
no,
fault.
I'm just saying like
Actually,
TSA.
it was your grandmother's fault.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay,
Well, but that's besides the point. Thanks, Grandma.
All right. Well, so here's the thing. What if somebody with Ebola is really good at using a flamethrower, and then they have their flamethrower in one hand and poo in the other,
It'll
and they're
be
throwing poo?
mob mentality. Like
I
1,000
know,
to 1, they're
Your
still going to lose.
flamethrowers do not solve Ebola. They just create an entirely new issue.
Now we have flaming Ebola.
Yeah, you have flame retardant Ebola. now.
with all the loss of food and crops and property,
People will starve.
so that will also help solve the Ebola problem.
We'll
No, it's not.
we will
No,
burn it
we're
to
gonna
death and
become-
starve it after.
We're going to become West Africa, and we're not going to have any food,
That's-
shelter, and we're going to have monkeys for some reason now
That'd be awesome.
because
I'm
they'll
down with
escape from
monkeys.
zoos.
I'm
And
down
we're
with
not going to be
monkeys.
like West Africa at all. West Africa is not on fire.
So we're going to be worse than
should
West
be.
Africa.
Wait, should we send the
I
flame?
would
We're
go-
going to send
I wouldn't
ourselves
go
back
that
to the
far.
third world.
There are more people in West Africa that have Ebola than there are in America. So shouldn't we send the flamethrowers to them first?
No,
To see if it works.
America's all about us first, so that's not going to happen.
Well,
We can't
okay,
do
so
that.
how about this? Anybody who still is deciding that they want to go to Africa, give them the flamethrowers.
How,
Okay.
you
All right,
can't-
all right.
you
So
can't
this
carry a flamethrower
this
on a plane.
preventative thing is supposed to be preventing Ebola from coming to the U.S. in the first place.
Oh,
I
in
know.
the first place.
Yes.
So we burn all the West African airports with flamethrowers.
No,
No.
Yeah.
But we've given all of our citizens.
no, that would start a war.
Wait.
We have to burn down our airports.
Dude,
No.
what's West Africa? They can't go to war with us. They would die in like a day.
We would.
But it's a horrible. Those are like war crimes. No, we burn down our airports because that's legal.
No, it's not.
It is
No,
somewhat legal.
I'm pretty sure it's written on a law somewhere it is illegal to burn down airports
No,
for
actually,
anybody.
no.
Period. Seriously, guys,
You'd
don't
be
do
So-
it.
surprised what they don't make laws.
So
about.
are you saying martial law first? That way we can light our airports on fire.
I don't want Marshall to be in charge. I don't trust him.
Not that martial.
I think we should poison the Nile.
What?
Wait a minute. We're not
Start-
talking. We're not talking about West Nile here. We're talking
No,
about
no, no, no.
Ebola.
Poison the Nile. Start killing everybody in Africa so they can stop having Ebola.
I
That's
feel like this is
horrible.
just very.
This is turning. This is turning racist.
This is
Yeah,
turning very dark.
yeah, that's really racist.
How about we just ground airplanes? Or tell you what, if you go from America to Africa,
you can't
where
come back.
you can't come back until the Ebola crisis
is-
is over.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, logically, like with all joking aside, that's what is the first step that makes the most sense, and it's a shame that the CDC hasn't done anything.
It
about
makes
this.
way more sense than flamethrowers.
like yeah. Why let
I
people
don't know.
go over there
Flamethrowers is kind of a smart
knowing
idea.
it's
Or-
an epidemic,
Or
and then
they
allowing
they
them
can
to come
they
back.
can come back, but everybody on that flight has to
That they-
stay in
quarantine,
quarantine
right?
until we're
Or-
absolutely sure that
Or
there's no.
you quarantine them at the airport. Like instead of
Oh, before they.
yeah before
because
they
these people.
But
before
we
they come
can't we
back.
can't enforce that in foreign soil.
Yeah, but the CDC, could work with, other multinational,
With the WHO.
yeah, UN and stuff like that. So, I mean, that all joking aside would make
Okay.
no sense.
So let's say that our flamethrower plan and our quarantine plan have failed, and there is a massive outbreak in the U.S.
Well, there's good news with that horrible news. Is that means that that using that obviously now you're going to be it's already over. So now it's time to start just making sure that you come out ahead. So you start using your political strength to start causing even more panic, and sensationalize it even more, and just keep pushing until you get more power, and then you can declare yourself, I don't know, dictator of America or something by saying that you solved everything by using flamethrowers because they introduced the flamethrowers.
No,
Which is actually one of your
That's-
amendments that you can have flamethrowers.
That's like saying Hitler solved the German depression by killing all the Jews.
well, they didn't have Ebola.
there were a lot of jobs created when you did that.
No, Blind Ninja Studios does not approve of genocide
Unless it creates
unless
jobs.
it creates jobs for white people.
Well, to be fair, we have a whole lot of flamethrower factories to make.
Yes, this is going to boost our economy so much.
Yeah, but once everyone has a flamethrower, they don't need another flamethrower.
Yeah,
Oh,
they will actually
but-
because we will release.
but-
They'll
Okay, no.
release new models.
Yeah, but
every
you
year
have an
model.
iPhone that doesn't. You have an iPhone 5 and you go to the iPhone
Okay,
6. We can have
I-
flamethrower 4 and go to flamethrower 5.
Okay,
No,
so
no.
here's-
Flamethrower
here's-
6. We got to skip
here's
one.
the thing. Here's the thing.
6S.
We've just
6S plus.
drastically increased our reliance on fossil fuels because everyone has a flamethrower.
And that's when you release the green version.
That's
that uses a different propellant.
natural
What
chemicals.
other propellant?
Insecticide.
True
I don't
sap.
know. I'm not a chemist person. I don't look at everything that can burn because I don't want to have the government after me because they'll look at my search history of what stuff can burn.
How to make the world burn.
How can I make? No, you don't want to.
Can I make napalm?
Yeah, I don't want the government after me, so I don't look up stuff like that.
Vaseline, orange juice concentrate, and gasoline makes napalm. By the way,
Why do we need the orange juice concentrate?
because it's real sticky and it
Oh,
sticks to stuff.
Oh, I thought it was for flavor.
Well, yeah, well that too. If you decide to drink it, but just make sure you drink it before the gasoline.
So I think you start releasing alternate forms of propellant
Okay.
produced here in the USA.
What happens if you get Ebola while this is going on? How is
Then-
this stopping you from getting Ebola?
You shove the flamethrower. in your
Everyone
mouth.
around
It's
you is
not.
dead. No one can come within.
Then
a
nobody's buying your
flamethrower's radius.
flamethrowers.
It
He's
will,
not-
however, cause other outbreaks of other horrible diseases because there's all these dead, burning bodies everywhere. But
Yeah, which isn't good for anybody.
Ebola's probably not going to be the problem anymore.
What would be the problem? Well, I suppose then we did solve Ebola.
Yes.
Yes.
We caused the collapse of Western society,
Yes.
but we solved Ebola.
And by that, a lot of the world economies will fall in response to that. So
Yeah.
So we can.
you
Start
just destroyed like basically half the world. Pretty
Cool.
impressive.
Wow, with just flamethrowers.
I know.
Lots.
That's
of
really
flame-
actually impressive.
I know.
I hope somebody from the CDC is taking notes.
Yeah, this flamethrower plan.
It's solid.
It seems solid.
They are currently working
There
on
are
the
no flaws.
Flamethrower 6S Plus
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of flaws.
with Wi-Fi
with
I
Wi-Fi.
don't see any of
No,
them.
and Bluetooth.
and Bluetooth technology.
Okay. We're burning just everybody.
Which solves a lot.
Do you
of
think it would come
problems in
to the
long
point-
run.
Yeah, but with every wave of burning, you're selling less flamethrowers. You have
So
you
you're-
have a law of diminishing returns on your flamethrower profits.
No, that's
It's-
because the price of flamethrower propellant is going to go up.
You see, that's
So
not
we're gonna
that's
start making
not
up
really
the-
a problem because Ebola is not going to be a massive issue that's causing panic forever, because there'll be some other panic eventually, or so it's only going to be a short term thing. So you have to get the most out of it.
Okay.
So having everybody buy a flamethrower solves the whole problem right there.
Speaking of which, we need to buy stock in surgical masks.
Oh yeah,
immediately.
oh yeah, that's probably a really good idea, dude. Or they have these giant like bag things that it's kind of like a hazmat suit, like a temporary hazmat suit that are actually selling really, really well. And there's all kinds of goofy pictures on the internet of people like on a flight, and then there's some like dumbass lady in this like temporary
Hazmat.
giant garbage bag, basically. You know,
They
That-
also have
All right, is it made by Glad?
I'm not sure, but it probably is.
No, it's
At
made
least
by-
part of it.
It's made
It's
by
a hefty.
It's made
It's a
by
hefty product.
they
It's
can
made by
also,
Fleischmann.
It's got diamond rib technology, so it doesn't.
they also
rip.
have the top of the line plastic bag overhead stuck in place with rubber bands.
Okay.
Yes.
So, does anybody else have any ideas for after the outbreak happens? Besides Carlos's flamethrower idea.
We build a bunch of ghettos, and anybody that gets Ebola goes to that ghetto to die.
Okay, we're not Hitler.
Oh, damn it!
No, we'll send him to
Not
Australia.
Hitler.
We'll send him to Australia.
No, actually, I was going to say take Australia here. I was thinking Mad Max.
We could set up some kind of
We're gonna
Mad
Mad Max the U.S.
Oh, we
Yeah,
could
we're
just
gonna
go to
Mad Max
just go
the US.
to like the Southwest, like from Las Vegas to Western Texas.
I like what
And
we
just-
How does that help with an Ebola outbreak?
And
Well, you
also-
At all?
You send the people there, and then you film the shenanigans, and then all the money that you make, the proceeds from
And
like
all
the
the-
sales of the
all
videos,
the burned
you use for
wastelands.
Ebola research.
All this burned wasteland that has been caused by all the flamethrower problems that cropped up unexpectedly is going to mean that you're going to have that wasteland perfect for some Mad Max.
I know we can set up a Thunderdome and then have 2 Ebola patients fight it out to the death. Only one of them gets.
You
the
mean
cure.
as they're laying there writhing in pain,
Yes.
bleeding from their eyeballs?
Yes.
No, actually, by this point though, Ebola is going to be taken care of because
No, we're talking about alternatives to your flamethrower plan, Carlos.
Oh,
Alternatives to the terrible, terrible, terrible flamethrower plan.
I have not.
Wait,
heard
wait,
any-
wait. Hand grenades.
no way,
No.
because then
way
you
no.
you explode. If you explode somebody with a hand grenade, then
That
that's
will
just going to
spread
launch
Ebola.
everywhere.
There'll just be Ebola all over the place.
It's like in Return of the Living Dead when they kill the zombies. They kill the zombies in the crematorium and they go and burn the bodies, and then all the zombie bacterias go up into the air in the smoke, and then that creates a bigger zombie problem. That's why you can't use the hand grenades, because it's going to go in the atmosphere, and then it's going to rain down Ebola.
That's not how bacteria works. As far as the
It's
burning
not bacteria.
zombies.
Well, it was
Ebola's not a
toxin or
bacteria.
something.
It's a virus.
virus.
I'm talking about
yeah.
zombies though.
Well, I don't.
That is
you know,
also a virus.
whatever it was.
No, not
Well, no,
necessarily.
no. In
Depends
that
which
in that
story you're
movie
talking
series,
about.
it was like a neurotoxin that was developed by the government or some kind of like toxic waste type thing, and that's what went up into the
And which
atmosphere.
one?
Return of the Living Dead.
I can't speak about that one. I don't know.
Damn it, Romero.
Yeah, he screwed up that one.
Okay, so I guess is flamethrowers the prominent theory right now for how to deal with an outbreak?
Well, I suppose. I mean, if you don't want to do that, you could not panic.
Oh, not panic.
Yes.
What a novel. How do you stop people from panicking?
Drugs.
Should just this is
We can
Sparta
dump a
them
bunch
right
of
into a big
Seroquel
hole.
into all the drinking
Not a
waters.
bad idea.
That's a good idea.
Just everyone get Xanax.
Oh
now.
yeah, up the fluoride content. Put in Xanax now.
Xanax and Valium.
Legalize marijuana. Oh, actually, as long as you like make sure that everybody gets their own pipe, because you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Then
then, but
nobody
then,
is going to go.
Marijuana spreads Ebola. You heard
But-
it here first.
but then our
Nobody's going to nobody at all is going to be going out anywhere. They're going to sit around, eat Cheetos in their homes, and not go
worry
outside.
about Ebola.
Oh, dude,
They're not gonna- they
I'm
can't
so
spread it
stoned, but it
'cause they're not
sucks.
gonna
I'm
catch
bleeding
it.
from my asshole, but I'm stoned, bro.
They would not catch it in the first place because they wouldn't be going out among people who would have it. They're
That's
not going to
true.
be traveling.
So we turn the entire country into stoners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a giant pot cloud over the U.S.
That'd be awesome.
It's like the Dust Bowl,
only the
only
pot bowl.
way better.
The Must Bowl.
Instead of people going hungry, they're just getting the munchies. But how would you
God.
settle the munchies issue? Would you
No,
would have
no.
to have supplies of
Oh, we would
No, no.
deplete our food stores so
Yeah.
fast.
Funyuns and Cheetos would be
I would-
like
You'd have to buy
Like good
stock in
commodity.
Little Debbie
yeah
and
yeah
Hostess.
and Hostess.
Okay, so let's say we've dealt with the outbreak either with massive amounts of marijuana or flamethrowers
Why not both?
or both. We burn marijuana fields with flamethrowers.
Everyone gets high very, very quickly.
Yes. Anyway, so how do we rebuild society after the Ebola outbreak?
First
With
What
hemp.
makes you think you want to
No,
rebuild
no, no,
society?
no. With hemp.
Why don't you want to rebuild society?
Why would you want to?
Okay, so
Carlos
Carlos
wants
is
society.
like Mad Maxing it now. Now is when Carlos's Mad Max plan comes into play.
I'm just saying, like, why would you want to?
It's his 5-year plan.
Well, because society seems like a
But
pretty good
it
thing.
failed once. Well, it'll probably fail again.
Yeah, it failed once because we gave everybody fucking flamethrowers
Which
to
is-
fight a disease.
Which is a problem with society.
Instead
really.
of using doctors, we used fire.
It's a problem with society right
We're-
there. I agree.
We're like totally think about this from
We're
like,
like-
a medieval perspective.
We're like religious extremists over here.
We don't know a lick about science.
The,
Just
the only
get
thing left is
flamethrower.
Scientology
Yeah,
and
right.
fire.
Oh man, what a hell!
Bring out your dead.
Okay, so how do we rebuild? Like after all this panic and whatnot,
You build Ebola-proof castles.
what is an Ebola-proof castle?
One with flamethrowers for
it's-
a moat.
It's a castle where you don't let anybody from West Africa in. Like anybody like coming in like, oh hello, I'm from West Africa. Then you fucking lift that drawbridge up and you're like, no, you stay
But
out.
what if they're not sick?
Well, that's too bad because they.
what
could
if they're not from West Africa, but they already have it? Then that does not solve.
Then
really
they were
anything.
dead
Yeah,
by the flamethrowers.
Your
before
racism
that.
your racism solution is not working.
Yeah, it's
Damn
not
it.
really solution.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a very temporary solution.
What if we have an extreme screening process for people getting into and out of the country?
Do you know
I
how much
don't
how much
understand.
money that would cost us from our flamethrower funds?
Do you know how much money we lost because of the flamethrower funds?
Very true. So we have to invest in Ebola screening equipment too.
No, because civilization's collapsed. We don't have to worry about the money problem anymore.
Oh yeah, bottle
That's
caps.
true. There's only like 5 people.
Money has
Right.
no value.
All we have to do is just collect bottle caps.
Yeah, just get bottle caps.
Where? All right. So Carlos, how are you keeping yourself safe throughout all of this burninating?
Oh
He's gonna
I
wear
don't
an
know.
asbestos suit.
no, that is wrong.
a terrible
How's that
idea.
wrong? Asbestos doesn't burn, and you're not gonna get cancer
See,
like right away.
Everybody else has.
Just later.
Here's the thing: everybody has a flamethrower right now. There's nowhere safe. The world is in terrible danger of maniacs with flamethrowers for some reason.
Water guns.
No, that also is not going to help.
What if they're really cool super soakers, like the one with the 3 nozzles that shoots in 3 directions?
That doesn't seem very efficient for
or
spreading fire.
or the one with the that had the giant backpack that was like
Yes.
a 20-gallon tank.
Can we talk for a second? What happened to super soakers?
Oh, super soakers, I believe, are still around.
No, but you know, like
The
the
command-
badass super
Oh,
soakers
dude,
that were coming out in the 90s.
I remember. You guys might not remember this because I am, a lot older than you. But when they first came out and they had the Super Soaker, I think it was the 200, which was just like the
Yeah.
basic rifle one.
Yes.
I remember my parents were telling me and my brother they were so sad that they couldn't get us one for Christmas because like they were all out and they had actually coupons from the Super Soaker company that we could get one as soon as like stocks came back, and it was like 3 months later. Like they were finally able to get Super Soakers back out
That
to the
does
people.
not make any
'cause
sense.
they were
at
so
all.
popular.
That is during the winter. Why would there be?
Well, we lived in southern Texas, so
Oh,
it was still
alright.
80 degrees outside.
Yeah, see, up here, super soakers were only popular from June
to
to
July.
the end of June. But yeah, no, like super soakers were
Dude,
awesome.
they were the coolest, man.
And now like
in the
Nerf.
winter.
Well, I have a theory of why Nerf is still doing well and super soakers are not. And that theory is cell phones. Everyone has a multi-$100 electronic device in their pocket at all times.
That
If you ambush somebody with a super soaker, they gonna be pissed.
right, and-
It's why nobody throws anybody in a pool anymore either.
or water balloon attacks, at random.
yeah.
That's a very good and logical point. I appreciate your viewpoint.
Granted,
And it's not fire.
I don't think a single water balloon hitting somebody is going to destroy their cell phone.
Oh,
if
you
you
never
hit
know.
their cell phone
What if
with
you
it.
have extremely good aim like I do?
I know it might even just bend it all out of shape.
Yeah, that's possible.
No, it's not gonna. God damn it!
You're right. I did not think about that.
What if your phone is like the Wicked Witch and it shrinks and dies? I'm melting.
I don't even got my phone wet to try.
What does Siri think about Ebola?
Siri does not have an opinion on Ebola. I'm not gonna put Siri on this show.
I'm going to. I'm going to ask Siri right now.
All right. Okay, so we're basically going from. We're not really gonna fight Ebola. We're just gonna give everybody flamethrowers and then devolve into Mad Max.
Yeah. Which is actually my solution for a lot of things. But
That's all. Actually, all this is just an elaborate plan for Carlos to get rid of all the trees.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing that's gonna go.
So Carlos created Ebola to get rid of all the trees?
I
That's right,
didn't-
guys.
I didn't.
We have
create
finally
Ebola.
finally gotten to the bottom of this. Carlos created Ebola.
I did not create Ebola.
I
merely-
always knew he was a mad
I merely
scientist.
hastened the spread of panic. And
Just Carlos is a Fox News anchor.
Yeah. He's,
I
he's
just took
Shepard
advantage
Smith, a makeup guy, and he like tells Shepard like, "Hey, tell the people not to panic, and then I'm gonna rile up Bill O'Reilly, and he's gonna tell everybody to panic."
And then flamethrowers. And then no more fucking trees. Your next jellyfish.
Watch out.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit more difficult because
What disease would you use to eradicate jellyfish?
you don't get to use the disease for that part though. Unfortunately, you have to use pollution.
Pollution.
But we're,
Okay.
that's going. That's,
That's
so
a Earth-
far.
A disease of the
It's
earth.
going well so far.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm working on it. It's going pretty well.
But
so
your
far.
Ebola plan is coming up a little too soon to take out all the jellyfish.
The Ebola was never going to solve the jellyfish problem.
No. But if you take out all the trees
It's step one of a
and
multi-step
destroy
process.
society before you take out the jellyfish are going to multiply.
You may think that, but there's other things going on. That
Oh no! What else are you doing to take care of the jellyfish?
I can't reveal all my
All
plans.
right.
I know what he's gonna do.
We'll
He's-
wait till the next natural disaster and talk to you then.
He's gonna
Underwater
take-
flamethrowers.
He's going to take all that flamethrower propellant that we created. He's going to dump
Flamethrowers
it
do
into
not
the
solve
ocean,
every problem.
and then he's
Just
going to
know.
light the ocean on fire.
And on that note, if you guys like this episode / discussion or and want to support us, you can do that in a couple of ways. Carlos, what is the first way that people can support us?
I don't know.
Carlos,
Oh.
what is the first way that people can support
Well,
us?
there's Patreon.
What is Patreon?
They can give as little as $1 a month to help support our very many podcasts
And they can find that where?
on our website or at patreon.com.
/Blinded Studios.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so if you go to blindedstudios.com or patreon.com /Blinded Studios, you can click on the Become a Patron link and watch the short little video there. It'll do a really good job of describing what it is and whatnot. And yeah, even a little as $1 a month goes a really long way. The other way you can support us, and I would usually ask Carlos, but since Carlos is being difficult today, I will just tell you. Head on over to blindedstudios.com, click on the Amazon affiliate link at the bottom of the page.
And buy all the stuff out of our wish list, right?
No, just go and do your regular Amazon shopping.
Oh.
And you get your Amazon stuff like you were going to. But in addition to that, we get a little bit of a kickback from Amazon for sending you to Amazon because we all know that you weren't going to go there anyway. So yeah, let's do that. If you have any feedback on this show or any of our other shows, go ahead and send us an email at feedback@blindedstudios.com or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/blindedstudios, or you can follow us on Twitter at @blind_ninja. Also, remember that you can listen to this show live every Saturday at blindedstudios.com/live or on YouTube at youtube.com/blindedstudios. And I'll see you guys next week.
Peace.